So, can every one of you start a business? What do you think? Can you? Right now, today? There are no restrictions about being a foreigner. It doesn't mean anything from the point of view of starting a business. You can just go, gather all the necessary documents and start a business. It's an information hub which we decided to run with me and two colleagues. Two of us at the beginning and a third colleague joined. We are all attorneys at law, and in our practice we often saw lots of expats being a little bit lost in the Czech system, which is not, even Czech people are. And we decided to run this website. Some of the questions. Is anyone of you thinking about starting a business? I guess you might be, since you're here. What are the questions that you will ask yourself? What will be the extent of my business? Those of you who have the trade license, are you thinking about expanding? Are you thinking about having a broader portfolio of services? Or are you okay with what you have now? Okay? Not thinking about my expanding? Okay. So if you think of what's better for you, you might not see any differences between it. There is a difference between trade license and between establishing a company. Both are for business purposes. You'll become a businessman from both of the possibilities, but the difference is, what will be the extent of my business? Of course, my answers are may not be the 100% answers that will work in every case, but it can just show you the general overview, what to ask yourself if you're thinking about starting a business. So as to the extent, if I'm thinking then I'll be, let's say, teacher, and I'll be only teaching, then I would think about trade license, because I don't want to expand my business too much. I don't want to do many services. I don't want to sell any products, books. I don't want to open a cafe and stuff like that. I just want to concentrate on my field. Then I would think about the trade license. The next question you'll be asking yourself, might be asking yourself, is, will I be alone or do I have a business partner? Does anyone of you have a business partner you're thinking about starting a business with? Everyone's alone. Okay, you might become a business partner. You might meet some here as well. If I'm alone, then the question is quite simple to be answered. I would think about a trade license. There's no possibility for, if it's two of us, to have a trade license and kind of cooperate together. There is, but it's not business as such. So. What the law says, it says that members are jointly and severally liable for the company's debts only up to the amount at which they have not fulfilled their contribution obligation. Sounds very complicated. What it means in practice is that basically you're not liable at all. Because the minimum contribution is €1. Usually you pay for it. Who will be owning €1 to the company?
It's that it can either be monetary or non-monetary contribution. It means, like, if you don't have any money but you put your car in the company, it is fine. There is a special procedure how to evaluate that contribution, but you can just do this if you agree with your partner. Or you can found it by yourself. So the type of company can be run only by person, which is different from the other two I was speaking about. Anyway, notarial deed is required.
Can you say that again?
So the type of company can be founded only by one person. So if you decide for the
At least one.
At least one, yeah. I don't know a half person, but okay, at least one person. If you decide for that type of company because you don't want to be liable, like fully liable as you are as a trade licensor, that's the way how to do it. And doesn't, because of the taxes, it doesn't really make sense if you don't earn a lot of money, but once you do, it is better to have some kind of company because it is really separate from you, and it means when you have debt, your company has debt, it's not your debt. It means like the executor cannot come and get your flat, get your car, get your money. He can only get the money out of the company. Okay, to found this type of company, notarial deed is required for form for the memorandum of association and its modification. So remember, it always costs a little bit more money because you have to change it. Like if you some kinds of changes you don't have to, but most of the changes you have to do with the notarial deed. Important thing: each member can transfer his business share to the other member. For the transfer to the third person, the consent of the general meeting may be required. It means that basically it is required, but if you, the consent of general meeting, so of all other members, but if you agree with other members that it is not needed, then you can transfer your share wherever you want. It is fine because it makes the company's share easy to sell, because you can sell your business share. And it also can be inherited.
Account at this bank has this amount of the money on this bank account. It should be at least 110,000 Czech crowns, which is approximately in these days probably 4,600, 5,000 US dollars. It should be in ideal situation would be that this document would be in original, issued by your bank with your name, with the stamp, signed by the banker, blue ink, and it should be submitted together with the business card of the banker. But recently, last one and a half year, the immigration office and the embassies, they understood that, for example, in US, it's not so easy to get some original document from the bank. So if you there is any possibility to get this original document, you can show them the bank account statement, just print it as a scan. But the ideal situation is to submit it together with the application in original. What you should submit together with the bank account statement, the bank letter, should be the card, debit card connected to the bank account. Again, it's the reason why the immigration office and the embassies, they wanted to see it, is that they need to see that you have some access to the bank account. So it shouldn't be some saving account from US or some other country. You should show at least some check book or something at least. But ideal, the card, the debit card. You should show the trade license, the document which will issue the office for you, and the accommodation confirmation with the notary signature of the owner or owners of the property. What we discussed already, but again, you really need to double check who is the real owner of the property. It's really important, because then when you will submit the document without the signature of the real owner of the property, it's not valid. Criminal history background check, again, so usually you make a notary verified copy from the one you get, because we know that it's not so easy to get the criminal history background check from particular countries. So everything what you submit to the immigration office or to the embassy, it's better to keep the original and make a notary verified copy and submit the copies, the notary verified copies of everything what you ever will submit to the immigration office or to the embassy, because what they do is they keep the originals. So in case in the future you would submit the birth certificate, marriage certificate, everything, make a notary verified copy and submit this and keep the original, because they will keep it and you will never get it back. That's not what they do. They will keep it. They keep everything. They like papers, documents. So